Welcome back, everyone. I am the Depressed Dior, and this is Arkham Horror, the card game of Dunwich Legacy, and we're now going to be doing Scenario 6, Where Doom Awaits, which is actually the 7th scenario, but Scenario 1 gets kind of weird because there's two of them. Anyway, you awaken to the sound of screeching, fearing the worst. You grab your equipment and head out into the streets of Dunwich. As soon as you step outside, you sense a foulness in the cold night air, an awful pungent smell that can scarcely be described, and a heaviness to the atmosphere that makes it difficult to breathe. The citizens of Dunwich have sealed their doors, and the town feels quiet and lonesome. In the distance, a faint glow emanates from a hilltop above the village. You know this hill from both your interactions with Zebulon and Armitage's records. It is called Sentinel Hill. The tales speak of satanic rites being performed there, rites in which great ritual pyres light up in the night sky while the ground rumbles furiously below. Flocks of whippoorwills perch on the rooftops of the village around you, watching ominously as you climb inside Zebulon's old beat up truck. As you drive towards Sentinel Hill, more screeching fills the sky with an awful pitch that is painful to your ears. Everything you have read about and experienced in Dunwich has led to this. If the foul ritual Seth seeks to perform has anything to do with what Armitage and his colleagues prevented several months back, it involves the favor of an ancient creature, Yog-Sothoth. Failing to stop this ritual may spell doom, not only Dunwich, but for the entire world. Check the log if Naomi has the investigators back. That is not true. Otherwise, skip the setup. So that is it. We go to setup. Put base of the hill, sending path, and sentinel pink into play. Got that. We will be starting at the base of the hill. I believe I've already placed them. Remove one copy of Divergent Path from the game at random, and set the other 3 copies of Divergent Path out of play, or aside out of play. And then remove one copy of Alter Path and do the same thing. Set Seth Bishop out of play. In the Chaos bag, depending on your difficulty level, you add another token. This one will be a -3. So we're going to go over here, click this button here. So now we have a -3 to deal with on top of everything else. All right, let's go ahead and take care of these real quick. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Remove this one. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Remove this one. All right. Depending on the following circumstances, a different version of Act 2 should be used in the scenario. Each other version of Act 2 is removed from the game. Check campaign log. If the investigators restored Silas Bishop, use Act 2 Ascending the Hill version 1, which we are not. If the above is not true, check the campaign log. If the investigators failed to recover the Necronomicon or the Necronomicon was stolen, use Act 2 Ascending Hill version 2. If neither of the above are true, use version 3. I believe we are version 3 because we didn't restore Silas Bishop and we burned the Necronomicon. So I'm going to just verify real quick. Yep, this is version 3. Okay, and I've already removed the other 2. Check campaign log. For each brood of Yog-Sothoth that escaped into the wild, add 1 doom to the agenda. So this would actually make it put a little bit of time pressure on you. Though to be honest, even if it adds all 5, it wouldn't be too bad. It's if you can keep up your tempo. Check campaign log. If the investigators put Silas Bishop out of his misery, you would take the conglomeration of sphere enemies and spawn it, and you would take the rest of those abomination cards and put them in the encounter deck. We didn't put him out of his misery. We actually banished him. So we are good on that front. Yeah, we banished them. So if you had actually killed them instead of doing the clue stuff, we would be paying for it right here. And conglomeration of spheres is actually really annoying to deal with this particular setup because I use a lot of melee weapons and don't really have access to ranged weapons or spells. Besides that, it's just shuffle and we're good to go. Okay. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. 44 cards in this deck. Calling forth the old ones, Agenda 1. As you approach Sentinel Hill, you hear ancient Latin rites bellowed across the night. The time for action has come. If you cannot stop the sorcerers in Dunwich, who knows what terrors they might unleash upon the world. Advances after 12 doom. And then Act 1, The Path to the Hill. A vibrant arcane energy fills the air with a bone-rattling chill. The energy swirls along the crushed trail before you and seeps down several other paths before disappearing. When the investigators have collected the requisite number of clues, they must immediately spend them in advance. We advance on 4 clues. And then the special tokens. Skulls are -1, but they are -3 on altered locations. So that's something we'll need to keep track of. And then the cultist icon, which usually hasn't been too bad, this one's actually kind of mean. Reveal another token, and you cancel the effects and icons of each skill card committed to this test. So if you did something like deduction, for example, not only would it remove the 2 books that I have on them, but it will also prevent you from getting the extra clues. So, and this could also make you just fail tests because it's ruining all your skill cards. So thankfully, we're not a heavily skill-related deck, but I mean, there's definitely investigators that heavily rely on skills, so I can imagine this is pretty brutal. Same thing for Vicious Blow. It would cancel the extra damage. All right, so with all that said, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle this, shuffle that. All right, we're currently starting on the base of the hill, but we need to actually do our setup. So let's go ahead and do that. And as always, I forgot to remove the Dark Insight. There we go. We have an extra card in the deck because we did get a new weakness, which may or may not destroy us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not the worst. I don't really want the Twilight Blade right now, though. I know it's useful. There's no doubt about that, but I don't really need it right now. I don't need to let me handle this. The supplies are nice, as is the Beat Cop and the backpack, so we'll go ahead and keep those. Though, to be honest, the backpack's getting less and less effective as my deck gets bloated. 1 and 2. All right. Well, we at least have some negates if we need them. Daisy. Yeah, and you have 1 trauma. That's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Definitely don't need the tote bag right now. And I'm kind of tempted to not worry about the Dream Diary right now. I mean, the tote bag does have a use. It would allow me to have both books at the same time, but right now we don't really need that. So, of course, Cryptid Research is always useful. So we'll go ahead and draw 2 more cards. Dr. Armitage and a Research Librarian. Okay. That's actually pretty useful. We can get some soak out early and go from there. All right, base of the hill. Dunwich, Sentinel Hill. The long slope of Sentinel Hill rises before you, cresting in the jagged edges of Sentinel Peak. Base of the hill is connected to each copy of Diverging Path. If you investigate, if you succeed, instead of discovering clues, you put a random set-aside Diverging Path into play, limit once per round. And then you can resign. This is more than I signed up for. So we got 3 Shroud here. I'm going to put these over here. Also up here, even though we're connected, the path leading further up the hill is masked. You cannot move into Ascending Path. When you try to follow the path leading further up Sentinel Hill, you somehow end up walking in a perpetual loop. Each time you stop to find your bearings, you find yourself back at the base of the hill again. So we need to find a way to get up the hill so we can reach the top here. So with all that said and done, let's go ahead and get started. We are currently in the investigation phase. Okay. Let's go ahead and open with Daisy. First things first, I would like to go ahead and do Research Librarian, which will, of course, allow me to pull out the Astounding Revelation, which will give me two resources back. And we'll go ahead and grab a book while we're at it. Let's go ahead and grab the other Grim Memoir for now. Okay, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Next, I'm going to go ahead and do a fast play and play Cryptid Research. Also, our first action was the Research Librarian. 1, Necronomicon, hello. 2, 3. All right, another Cryptic Research. Let's go ahead and play that as well. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we have an evade item. That's good to start with. And all sorts of other goodies. So for my next action, I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 to get out Grim Memoir. And I need to remind myself that every time I draw a Elder Sign, I'm going to get screwed over. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do a I'm just thinking of my options. So yeah, I'll use my last action to go ahead and get Strange Solution out. And then I'll do my book action. I'm currently 7 to 3. I pass. I do get to draw a card. Pathfinder will be good. We take one of these and set it aside. Diverging path. A path off the beaten trail leads deeper into the woods surrounding Sentinel Hill. So there you go. Next, we'll go with Diana. Diana is going to go ahead and spend 1 resource to get out Backpack. Top 12. All right. Not a bad haul, and we would have gotten Terrible Secret if we had drawn early. So, Survival Knife, Wolf Mask, and a Emergency Cache. Okay, not terrible. All right. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Next action. That was our first one. Second action is going to go ahead and play the Wolf Mask. Third action is going to be to go ahead and play the Survival Knife. So we're armed and ready. Okay, that is everything on that front. Let's go ahead and enemy phase. There are no enemies. Go straight into upkeep. Hiking Boots and Pathfinder. Okay, not bad. Enemy Mythos phase, 1 Doom. Shuffle this again just for posterity, and draw. Spawn with location with the most clues. Currently, there are no clues on the field. We'll have this spawn on you. We're already maxed out on offerings. And then for you, Peril. You must attach light of to either the current agenda or the current act. Treat all damage as direct damage and all horror as direct horror. So our soak is useless. All right, I'm going to put it on the act because we will sooner do that than anything else. Okay. So with all that said and done, let's go ahead and fight these guys. Currently, I am 5 to 2. Success. 5 to 2 again. Success, discard, and then last action, I'm going to go ahead and play the emergency cache that I have in the backpack, which will give us 3 resources, and it'll discard the backpack. Okay, goes to Daisy. This is not the most efficient play, but I'm going to go ahead and gain a resource for first action. Second action, I'm going to spend 3 resources to get out Pathfinder. I'll go ahead and use Pathfinder to move. And check out this location. Okay, not terrible. After you reveal Eerie Glade, discard the top 2 cards of your deck for each action you have remaining. We have 1 action remaining. There are no sounds here, no leaves rustle, no birds chirp, and not even the wind can be heard. So top card gets discarded, not a big deal. We do have a deduction. So if possible, let's go ahead and Grim Memoir. Actually, no, we will investigate normally first. Yeah, I'll investigate normally first. That's going to put us 5 to 4. I'm going to go ahead and discard Dr. Henry Armitage to make that 7 to 4. Oh no. It's a fail because it removed all the tokens. Okay, then I'll go ahead and do tome action. I am going to go ahead and commit the deduction for now. Do I want to do the deduction right now? No, we won't do it yet. Instead, I'll just investigate normally. So this will be 7 to 4. And that's auto fail because of Necronomicon. Okay, cool. We're not making any progress. Okay, upkeep. Upkeep. All right, let's go ahead and go Mythos. Test 5 brain. For each point you fail by, discard the top card of your deck. Are these visions of things to be or things that might have happened? Okay, we've read that before, I think. Let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 resources and cancel it with Dark Insight and put it in my basement. So this will get shuffled back in. Also update that, draw a card, gain resource. Okay, and then for yours, spawn base of the hill, which is here. At the end of the enemy phase, devotee of the key moves once towards Sentinel Peak. If it is already at Sentinel Peak, discard it and add 2 Doom to the current agenda instead. So we need to take him out now. So yeah, we need to deal with this guy now. Yeah, and it happens regardless. He just moves. Okay, so we got that to deal with. Oh wait, sorry, he spawns here, which means he starts engaged with you, because it spawns at base of the hill. All right, well in that case, we got things to do. It's at the end of the enemy phase, so he can potentially do a counter kill. And he hits for 1/1, 3/3/3. Okay, got it. I'll have Daisy go first, because I kind of need to. I'm going to do a regular investigate. 5 to 4. Alright, that's a pass. Oop. That's 1 clue. I'm going to go ahead and do book action. Good thing I did that. This is an alter. Oh, it's not an alter location. Okay, so it's just -1 and no skills added to it. So that is still 6 to 4. So we pass, and we beat it by 2. So we draw a card. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and Pathfinder move to here. I'm gonna go ahead and do investigate here with burning the midnight oil to get some resources. All right, success. We get to draw another one of these. And I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 resources to get out hiking boots. All right, so that gives her +1 agility. And if the last clue is discovered, she can use this to move to a location with 1 clue or as connecting unrevealed location, which is actually not useful. You know what? Never mind. Because the way the system works is this will never have clues on it. So for my last action, I'll go ahead and just move. Okay. After you reveal Frozen Spring, lose the remainder of your actions and immediately end your turn. Conveniently, that was my last action. Despite the temperature of the air, this spring has frozen over completely. Okay, Diana. I did it again. All right, so I'll go ahead and attack. 5 to 3. We'll go ahead and make it 7 to 3 for this first one. Success. 5 to 3. Nope. 5 to 3. Okay, he has 2 damage on him. All right, goes to enemy phase. The thing's going to attack her. I'm going to go ahead and use Survival Knife. Yeah, Survival Knife, and try to do this. So 5 to 3. All right, that kills him. Okay, we're good to go on that front. Upkeep. Haunted. All right. Mythos, we're at 3. Obscuring Fog in this location, which is not the end of the world. Ancient Evils. I'll go ahead and take the one horror here and spend a resource to go ahead and ward that. I mean, we probably didn't need to. It's not the end of the world here, but I'd rather keep my tempo. All right, so we'll go with Daisy. Currently, we got some work to do. All right, so we just need these 2 clues and we'll be good to go. I think easiest way, let's go ahead and just deduction this. So we're currently 7 to 3. All right, we pass. This is not an altered location, and we get both clues. And then we immediately advance. So this light of Forgomon has finally gone away, and we advance. During your search through the wooded paths around the base of Sentinel Hill, a sacrifice made. During your search around the wooded paths around the base of Sentinel Hill, you come across a startling sight. A herd of sheep lays dead upon the ground in a secluded clearing, their bodies bloody carcasses placed in a strange but careful pattern. Holding your nose against the stench of death, you step over mangled sheep on your way to the center of the odd formation. In the center of the sheep lies the corpse of a man. A clear jewel has been firmly pressed into his forehead, caving in the front of his skull. His eyes were wide, his face contorted in a vision of fear, as if beseeching you for mercy. Though you know better, you check for a pulse. As you touch the man's skin, the jewel in his forehead dissolves, and the woods around you seem to clear. Remove all clues from each location in play. The arcane presence masking the path further up the hill has faded. Reveal ascending path. Ascending path, same thing as before. Now it will. It's connected to all copies of altered path, and when you investigate, you will instead discover clues. You'll place altered paths essentially, and then Sentinel Peak. As an additional cost to move to Sentinel Peak, the investigators must spend 4 clues as a group. An arcane wall blocks the path further up the hill, leading towards the peak. All right. Ascending the hill, version 3. As you ascend the hill, the environment around you grows increasingly strange and otherworldly. The arcane energy feels even stronger here, crackling in the air and crawling on your skin. Clues cannot be placed on non-alter locations, and then when you reach Sentinel Peak, you advance. So this just means you can't get clues in the previous locations. That's all it is. All right, so that is it for that. I'm going to go ahead and Pathfind move to here. And then I will move up 1 to here. And then I will, this place is, okay, 3. I will go ahead and just investigate normally. So 5 to 3. All right, and I'll put an alter location in play. Like so. A shiver courses up your spine as you step forth onto the path. Its route touched by a bizarre arcane power. So something to be aware of in the future. Diana, I'm going to spend 2 actions to get rid of your Haunted. And then I'll move up 1. Okay. No enemies, upkeep. Okay, deny existence. Daisy's tote bag. Mythos, we're up to 4. Writing remains. I'm currently 2 to 3. I'll go ahead and just do it 2 to 3. All right, so I'm currently going to be taking 3 horror. I'm going to go ahead and use deny existence to negate that. So I'll get a resource, draw a card, get a willpower, and discard that. All right, Daisy. Beyond the Veil. All right, so this is the one that will murder you. And unfortunately, I don't have a thing to remove that. So this can be actually kind of dangerous. Okay, so let's keep up the tempo, I guess. Let's start with... Go there, there, and there. All right, let's do... I'm going to spend 4 to get out Beat Cop, so I get +1 fist. Then I'm going to go ahead and move to this location. Forced. After you reveal a tear in the path, take 2 damage if you have no actions remaining. We do have actions remaining, I am going to go ahead and use that action to do Drawn to the Flame. So I'm going to get the 2 clues here, and in exchange I do have to draw an encounter card. So encounter card, farthest location from you. It would actually be down here. This is not connected, by the way. Just letting you know. Okay. And this didn't like reshuffle anything, did it? No, just remove the locations. Okay. Then it goes to Daisy. Daisy is going to go ahead and investigate this location. So 5 to 3. All right, reveal another location. Again, same situation. This one is not actually connected to anything. Then I'm going to Pathfind move to said location. After you reveal Uprooted Woods, discard the top 5 cards of your deck if you have no actions remaining. Thankfully, we have actions remaining. I'm going to go ahead and investigate this. This is 5 to 2. We pass, and then 5 to 2. This is an alter location, by the way, so it does -3, but we are 5, so it's still 2 to 2. So we get both clues, and we get to immediately advance again. Actually, no, we can't advance. We have to go back to Sentinel Peak. That is what we have to do. Okay. That is all of our actions. I'm not going to take the book action because I don't want to risk drawing more cards. Okay. Oh, I also surged. I should have handled that. It would have been this. Are these visions of things to be? Blah, 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 blah. Got it. I'm going to go ahead and promise a power that. So this, sorry, so technically what probably should have happened is I should have drawn the Lupine Thrall, which would have spawned here with the Surge. And then this actually should have gone to Daisy. Or not Daisy, to Diana. So just to explain, during the Mythos phase, I drew, she drew, what was it called? Rotting Remains, and then Daisy here drew Beyond the Veil, which should have been a Surge. Give me a moment, I'll figure this out. Okay, I did confirm it. So Daisy should have drawn the Lupine Thrall, and Diana should have drawn the Visions of Future Past when she did the Drawn to the Flame. So 3 to 5 in this case. Yeah, I'll just do 3 to 5. All right, top 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So, it's because I forgot to resolve the Surge. Okay. Back to what I was doing. Okay, I don't need to worry about anything. That's all actions. We do have an enemy. He's going to move. Upkeep. Our tempo has been amazing so far. Eureka. Mythos. We're up to 5 now. Another Visions of Future Past. We'll go ahead and just do it. 3 to 5. Again, we'll take 4 cards. 1, 3, 4. Oh, got rid of the arm injury. Perfect. Okay, and you? Frozen Fear. Alright. So we do need to get both people over here. Oh, actually, no, it's just investigators just have to spend the clues. So that's fine. Alright, let's go ahead and start with Daisy first. Daisy's going to Pathfind move, which is going to still cost her an action, because I'm paying double for that. And then she's going to attempt to move and spend all the clues necessary for that. Alright, when an investigator at this location draws a hex, the investigator takes 1 damage. It was here that the Watleys used to build their hellish fires and chant their hellish rituals. This has victory 2. Alright, and then it advances. Okay. With the change. Approaching the peak of Sentinel Hill, you are confronted by several citizens of Dunwich. The man in the center of their circle is desperately trying to complete a Latin incantation. It's not working, Seth. One of the other men cries out, "What are we going to do?" The man in the center stops his chant and pulls out a cobbler's knife. The father demands a blood sacrifice, he declares, and his face twists into a crazed expression. Before you can react, he slits his left wrist with the knife, dropping to his knees in agony. The headstone of the altar behind him splits open. A torrent of energy pours out of the stone, coalescing into the form of an open gate. Seth holds onto the stone in front of him to prevent himself from being sucked into the gate, but several of the others are startled and pulled through it. You barely manage to dig your heels in and grab hold of a nearby rock in time to resist the pull of the gate. Seth rises, wounded but alive. An expression of pride spreads across his pain face. Put Seth Bishop into play at Sentinel Peak with 2 clues on him. Or sorry, 2 damage on him. Alright, Seth Bishop. So he is 6 health, has Retaliate. He's 5/5 as far as attack and evade. He's Victory 1. And he does 1 damage and 1 horror. And he says Miss Corey, as how he sought to look for Seth's cows, frightened as he was, and found him up in the upper pasture nigh the devil's hop yard in an awful shape, half on him's clean gone, and nigh half of him that's left is sucked up most dry of blood, with sores on him. That's in English. Alright, this will be engaged, and you do start with 2, it's 2 investigators worth of clues, so it does 2. So currently has 4 health left. I still have an action remaining. I'm going to use that to do an evade using Strange Solution. This puts me at 6/5. I am going to go ahead and Eureka, oh no. Well, Eureka and Daisy's tote bag this, so that puts us at 8/5. Success. I do get to look at top 3. I'll take the Promise of Power, or I can take the Art Student. I'll take the Art Student. Okay, so you are exhausted and evaded. I will go ahead and do tome action. Also, we still need to read what this last thing is. The gate opens. From the, let's see, making sure of this. Will the change, okay. From the gate opens. From the ruins of the headstone on the altar at the hill's peak, a gateway of churning vibrant energy has appeared. A force like a hurricane erupts from the gate, bending trees and pulling debris into it. The howling of the gale drowns out all other sounds. Somehow you must find a way to close the gate. Only investigators at Sentinel Peak may spend the requisite number of clues as a group to advance. Requires 4 clues. Conveniently, there are clues here. Alright, we'll go ahead and... kind of surprised it doesn't have any notes about not spawning clues elsewhere, but that's okay. Right, last Grim Memoir. I failed it because Elder Signs are auto-fails. Okay. Well, that is it for her. Okay, goes to Diana. Diana's going to move and move. And then final action is going to go ahead and attack using Vicious Blow. So that would put you, what, at 6? Alright, currently we are 6/5. We'll go 7/5, and then make it 9/5. We succeeded, we'll do 2 damage. Oh, I've already got stuff there. 2 damage, putting him at 4. And then I will go ahead and exhaust Beat Cop and put a damage on him to do 1 more damage to Seth Bishop. So he's almost dead. Okay. Enemy phase. Lupine Thrall is going to keep moving up. Upkeep. I have 2 in the basement. This will do what? 2 horror. I'll do 1 horror on Beat Cop, and I'll take 1 horror. Oh, also I need to do Frozen Fear. 3/3. Nope. All right. Upkeep. Good to go. All right. This guy is also going to unexhaust. I'll have him engage Diana. Diana will get a offering back. I'm just going to label it as a resource for now. All right. It goes to Mythos. We're up to 6. Yeah, we're rocking this. Right to hell. Discard the top 3 of each investigator's deck. Each investigator at an altar location shuffles each weakness in his or her discard into his or own deck. Thankfully, this is not altered, so just discard the top 3. That's kind of dangerous, actually, so I'm actually going to go ahead and ward that. I'll take the 1 horror. This will go in the basement. Spend 1, get 1 back, get a card, and negate this. Okay, then you. Crypt Chill. Brain 4 test. If I fail, I discard an asset. I cannot discard a weakness, by the way. I have to actually do this effect if I want to get rid of it. So I'll go ahead and just make the check. I already have something I can discard safely. Oh, good. Autofail. Discard this. Discard that. Okay. Okay. So first I'm going to go ahead and have Diana go. We'll have her put 1 more damage on the Beat Cop to just insta-kill this guy, because it just does 1 more damage. So he's gone now, and he goes to victory. Then I'm going to go ahead and move down. And oops, sorry, wrong character. I'll go ahead and move down and have Lupine Thrall say hi. I'll get another offering for that. He is 4 attack. He does have retaliate. Alright, I'll go ahead and just attack. So this will be 6 to 4 with no additional alterations. It's not a non-altered location. You know what? I'll go ahead and spend a resource to do Dark Prophecy and take top 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It does not count curse tokens, so I can pick any of these. I'll go ahead and take the Elder Sign. Ignore the rest. Okay. The curse does go back in because I didn't actually draw it. So I will get a resource back and I draw a card. I also can go ahead and use the Elder Sign effect to put a card back in my hand. I will put back the Dark Insight. Alright, I did succeed in doing a damage, by the way, so do that. Alright, second action. Or sorry, third action. Third action, I'm going to attack again. I'm currently 6 to 4. I'll go ahead and make it 7 to 4. I failed. I am going to get countered. Retaliate means it attacks me. I will go ahead and just take the damage. I'll just have both of it go to Beat Cop. He's done his job. Oh, actually, no. I will have it go to Diana. Because I actually want the +1 strength. Okay. Daisy, you got work to do. Let's, how difficult is this? 4s? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and spend 4 resources to go ahead and play St. Hubert's Key, which will give us +1/+1 and -2. Got it here. All right, so that's first action. Second action, I'm going to go ahead and investigate. Yeah, as long as I don't do a move, fight, or evade, I'm good to go. So I'll investigate here. It'll be 6 to 4. Let's make it 7 to 4 with the Grim Memoir. Success. That's 1 clue. Go ahead and try again. Let's see, what is it, 6 to 4? Let's go ahead and make it 7 to 4. Actually, we don't need to. Let's just do 6 to 4 and see what happens. Good to go. All right, we got half our clues. Yeah, like I said, even if you choose to just completely avoid the previous scenario under Dimension Unseen, just choose to just immediately leave it for whatever reason, you could still possibly, if your tempo is good enough, just keep up with this. We actually got really lucky with the locations, by the way. Some of the locations are bad, like really bad. Like not just like you lose all your action type situations, but also situations where the location has no clues on it, in which case that turn is pretty much wasted and you have to wait and reveal another location. So It is what it is. All right. Lupine Thrall is going to attack me. I am going to go ahead and survival knife this. Yeah, before resolving that attack. So I can attack first before the attack comes. Okay, so I'll be 6-4 here. We'll make it 8-4. Pass, it does 2 damage. Then I'll spend 3 resources to go ahead and Hypnotic Gaze this. Reveal the token. Does not count this, unfortunately. I think there's a taboo version that does include the curses, but we're not playing with that. We are... Let me check something about curses. Okay, according to the Innsmouth, what do you call it? FAQ, revealing a curse token. Revealing a curse token does not, if it's outside of a skill test, does not get removed. If it's starting a skill test, then it gets removed. So we're good to go there. Okay, dokie. So I didn't get the correct symbol, so it does not do any damage. And I'll go ahead and put it in the basement. Get a resource. Draw a card. All right. With all that, it goes to upkeep. Oh, also I need to do Frozen Sphere again. I completely forgot. I am 4-3 now. And I still failed. Okay. Alright, goes to Mythos. We're up to 7-12. It's you again, base of the hill. Flip each non-sentinel hill location and play to its unrevealed side, removing all clues from it. If investigators and enemies at the location flipped in this way, immediately moves to the nearest sentinel hill location. Shuffle each non-sentinel hill location so the players do not know which is which. So what's going to end up happening here is this is going to flip over, this is going to get flipped over. So the center locations all have the sentinel hill keyword, FYI. And then you shuffle both. But I don't plan on investigating those anymore because I don't need to. All right, quick and easy. We're 6-4 right now. Let's go ahead and spend. We're going to go ahead and just investigate. So we're 6-4. Pass. And then we'll investigate again. That is definitely a fail by curse token. And then last action, I'm just going to spend the 2 resources and play Art Student. And that'll get me the last clue regardless. And there you go. We can spend the requisite clues to advance. It also cleared all this for victory. You don't know how to close the swirling gate before you, and with each passing moment, the force from within it grows in strength. You fear that whatever entity the sorcerers have summoned from beyond approaches. With no time to spare, you turn to the open tome on the stone altar, desperate for answers. Resolution 1. The poorly bound tome appears to be written records of Old Watley, the man who taught Wilbur the ancient secrets of sorcery. You find a passage describing a place outside of time and space where the worlds converge and Yog-Sothoth dwells. Only by reaching this nexus at the edge of reality can you unmake the tear that has split open the world. Feeling as if you may be going to your doom, you muster a final ounce of courage and step into the gate. In your campaign log, record the investigators enter the gate, and then we get experience equal to victory, which is 3. So Daisy's up to 4. Diana has 3. All right, and with that, all we have remaining is the final scenario, which is Lost in Space and Time. We do need to do spend our experience, so let's go ahead and do that. I want to get there we go. Miskatonic archaeology funding. So that'll be what Daisy will spend 4 experience on. So what this will do is permanent, limit 1 per deck. You have 2 additional ally slots, which can only be used to hold Miskatonic assets. When you take damage or horror, no more than 1 of that damage or horror can be assigned to a Miskatonic asset. So it doesn't really get you extra soak, but it does, well, it gets you gradual extra soak. But essentially what you can do is you don't have to worry about killing off your students and librarians every time you want to play a different one. So it has its uses. And it does, every time she gets hit with 1 damage and 1 horror at a time, she can gradually use that to soak everything. As for Diana, I'm going to need a moment. Alright, 3 XP is kind of awkward. I can really only buy 1 thing, so I'm going to upgrade one of my Vicious Blows. It's going to have 2 fists instead of 1, and if I roll high enough, if I go high enough, it will do extra damage. And then with a Sickening Smack, he struck the abomination over and over until at last it stopped moving. So mainly it's the symbols that are more useful for Diana, since I tend to rely on more physical attacks than her actual spells. And unfortunately, I haven't had much luck with the Time-Worn Brand. So that's all good, though. All right, nothing else to talk about, so I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I'm the Depressed Dior. This was Arkham Horror, the card game, Dunwich Legacy, Where Doom Awaits, and I'll see you guys for the finale.